Uh, whaia tere tupunui o tāne te waiora, tāne te pukenga, tāne te wānanga, tāne te wakaputa nei ki te whaiao, ki te ao marama, tūtengana, tūkamaranga, te tu i te rarama. Tēnei au e no homatāra nei, he rongo waka iri a ke ki runga, kia tīnā, tīnā.
Tina.
Uie, taiki.
Taiki.
E ngā mate o te wā ko nunumi atu rā ki te pō nui, ki te pō roa, ki te pō e wakamatuku ai, te tāngata haere e rere atu rā, ko māringi mai ngā roimata, ko māturuturu te upe, kia ea ai te mamai o te ngākau. Me ki koutou, ko mātou, ko tātou tēnei, nō reira tihe kūreperepe, tihe kūraparapa, ati e mauri ora, nau mai rau mai e te tia te tāki tōwhu tuki manawa, te kore mako o taranaki, o te rā tēnei o ngā hōtaka reo Māori e kia ngenei ko ka pāo, ia rāhina, ia rāmere mai te rua taino ki te whakaraka ka rungu koutu ke waiata, pārika reka rawa atu. Hoi anō, i rungi i tēnei o ngā whārangi o ka pāo, ia pō pare, ka rongo, ka mātakitaki, ka wakarungo koutu ki ngā kōrero, ki te taha o ngā kai waiata, kai whakahi waiata, ngā whai waiata rānei, o taranaki, o te motu, nō reira, tika me tuku mihi atu ki tō tatane manu iri, ko hau mai ki roto i a tātou i tēnei pō, nō reira, tēnā koe te sas, kōrero mai ki te iwi, ki te hunga e mātakitaki ana, ko wai koe, no wai koe.
Tēnā rā koe taku whanaunga, kauri taku mihi ki te ipu o te ika, ki te tai tokerau, kia koe koro aperaha ma wharerau, tōku koraua ruruhau, kei te mihi, ka ki au mai pareninihi ki Waitōtara, wakauti te moana o rauka wakawa, tai atu ki Waikawa, koe tēnā i tūnei. Heoi anō, he tamaiti ahau no ngā rekereke o tōku tūpuna maunga ko Taranaki, toia mai Aotea waka, toia mai Akurahaupo waka, toia mai Tokomaru waka. Ki tōku mana aio, wharepuni ki Tāngahoi, heuri tēnei no te rangi huatau hikaka, tū mai te pū o tōku ate, ko toro ānui te marae atea, mahi kuare te pauwhare, te rānui tōku a tāmira, ko rangi kāpuia te tōku tuara, kia koe koro manua o tōku koraua kai poimanu kei te mihi, ko Dallas Ngaio Tahuaroa hau. Ai, kia ora rā.
Ngā mihi kia koe me o Papa Āuru, o tira rātou e hono mai ana a Wairua, rātou e hono mai ana a Kanohi, ka tika me tuku atu ki te nui, ki te rai, o koutou te whānau. Hoi anō, ko tō tātou kaupapa, he kaupapa reo rua i tēnei rā, tēnei pō aroha mai e te iwi, ka wakawiti ki ngā reo e rua, te reo reka, te reo o te miro, ki te reo o te parawa, kia mōhio pai ko te katoa. He anga kōrero, i wāngiru e māo ko Dallas. Hoi anō ko tō tātou kaupapa i te rangi nei, ko te waiata, tetahi rongoa, tetahi hua pai. Hoi anō, tērā pia ka aro atu ki te pātai tuatahi. Nō reira, sis, he ha tēnei taonga, te waiata ki a koe.
He tino rongoa mōku. From a very young age, waiata has been implemented into my everyday lifestyle. And for me, it's a way of expressing myself. It's a way of also healing things deep within, and also vibing with others as well. Feel a little bit more closer to some whānaus. It's a whole nother world when you're harmonising, when you're singing as one, as a rōpū, individually also, but it's another way of connecting, hononga to other whānau. He tino rongoa ki ahau.
And so, like, when it comes to music and your connection, like, what made you become an artist? What drove you to be a singer, a songwriter?
I think from a young age, I didn't really know how to express myself to others in any other way. I found it quite hard to speak to other people, to communicate with other people in ways that maybe other people found easy. It could be as simple as just writing feelings down and making a rangi first. I find that it's easier to write kupu first rather than getting a melody. I find that easier for myself. But yeah, it was a really good way of expressing my feelings. And regardless on if I showed anybody what I was writing or how it sounded, it was an outlet for me. Yeah.
It's good to hear, because a lot of people who are watching this, a lot of people who struggle with composing but do want to connect some way and form when it comes to music and wanting to express, they also find that people like yourself that find it is a way, is a like next to breathing, I suppose. They want to know the how. They want to know how that became so organic to you. Do you find that people ask you that quite a lot?
Yeah, when it comes to writing, like I haven't been writing recently. I haven't been doing that because I've had other kaupapa that have been a priority to myself. And I'm working on making that a priority again, so that I'm able to express and I suppose hand that over to other people in ways that they can express themselves too. But yeah, how te pātai anō? Gee whiz, I went rangi.
Just more about people asking you, how do you make it so easy? How do you make it, like people do tend to struggle to create music and create lyrics and find topics and find ways to explain. And so that, many people will be looking towards you, Dallas, and going, can you help me? Can you, do you do this? Like, how do you do this?
Yeah.
They're finding out how. And they're looking for you for answers, looking at you for answers. And do
I
you get that
definitely
often?
think, yeah, I think very much experiences have a lot to do with it. I like my own experiences. I find that I think I can't write anything if I'm not present in the moment. Being so busy in this aisle that we live in now, I find it very hard to create. Whereas if I'm on my own papakainga, if I'm out of town and I'm in my own space, I find it very easy because I'm of sound mind. I'm able to just hear the taiao. I'm able to hear my own whakaaro. I'm not bombarded or so heavy with other kōrero or other worries. So it's quite, I'm not heavy at all. So I find that quite therapeutic for how I create things as well. It might be as simple as looking at my tamariki, how I'm feeling at a certain time, an experience that I've had, a challenge that I've gone through. All of those things that help me be me, that I'm still on at the moment, for me is a healing mechanism. Like I say, there's certain things that I still find hard to express, but every day that goes by, I'm learning how to release that in different ways, not just in music wise, but to be able to connect with other people and be myself, to truly just be myself and just to be kei te pai with if I don't feel a certain way or if I am feeling a certain way. But like I said, I want to work more on expressing that waiata, because that's where I truly feel my gift is, and just it's that confidence building too, to be able to express that to other whānau too, and being okay with that.
It's funny you say that, because we were looking at, the next question was pertaining to strategies. What strategies does, artists like yourself utilize to create and compose waiata? Which is quite important because, Some people will look at the rangi. You know, somebody might go, oh, the melody comes before the lyrics. And then other people are like, no, first and foremost, the lyrics. So, you know, these are examples. What's your strategy? What's something, well, you've already spoken about some of them, like simply looking at the babies and going, oh, wow. You know, but like, do you have a formula?
I really like to write the kupu first, and it's really funny because I'll have bursts. I'll have bursts of being able to just write a verse, a chorus. Yet we're on our way, and then I stop. I stop. I don't even finish the waiata, and then I'm on to a next. You know, I'm on to the next waiata, and it's like I don't go. Maybe I might go 3 months without going on that waiata, and then all of a sudden I've found, oh yeah, actually that could fit with this. That could fit with this waiata that I was doing way back. So I really have so many waiata that are undone, like, you know, they're not even finished. But in saying that, I always just find myself picking little things up on the way of my journey, and I'm able to collaborate that again with the waiata that I've been doing beforehand. But definitely for me, I find that it's easier to do kupu first, because it's real, it's authentic for me. Sometimes I just can't get a rangi that's just fitting for it. I've tried it, but it just doesn't work for me. But in saying that, if I was with a rōpū and if I was with a whānau that maybe that was their forte, maybe it might be different. It might be different. So just sharing that, yeah. But for me, kupu, meaningful kupu, and being able to feel those kupu first. And then by then, I sort of get a rangi after that anyway, because I know how I'm feeling in that motion.
It's very similar to a lot of the other artists that have been on KA PAO, where they've said, oh, you know, some of my words I haven't completed, and they're just sitting there in the bank. And then there are songs that like literally had been completed within 5 seconds of, you know, it just flows. It was just like first line, second line, next minute you just like every single line is there. And they're like, I can't believe we just completed a song within 5 minutes. But I've got these other friends, songs, like other songs that are in the bank that have been sitting there for like 4 years. And it's a normality by, you know, like a lot of people go, oh, you know, incompleted, but maybe they are completed. Maybe they're not. Maybe they just need a friend, like, you know, like yourself. Can you have a look at these songs, Dallas? You know, they haven't been completed, but how do you feel about it? What are you vibing out on? Which comes to my second, well, not my second, my next pātai. He aha o wawata mo te ao waiata reo Māori.
For me, it's about creating waiata that are going to hāpai the iwi and where we come from. When I first started off, I was just doing normal waiatas and my experiences as a teenager, or, you know, going out, or, you know, I had all of these waiata and lyrics that were not so much as meaningful to who I was and just where I was in the there and now. Whereas now my dreams and aspirations are very much towards helping others, to hāpai other people and where they are going, and to free other people of their momai. So when I think about wawata, if I can help in any aspect by sharing my voice, because I know that my voice is valid, but in a way that people can relate, especially for our rangatahi, I'd like to work towards that. Even hearing our rangatahi, first and foremostly, man, we got some awesome rangatahi out there that have amazing voices, and that have amazing stories also behind those voices. And regardless of the walks that we all come from, we all have a story. And so even to be able to share that, you know, and tuku that to the ao would be a blessing. And just to show who we truly are. So for me, yeah, the dream is to be able to hāpai our iwi and our motu, first and foremostly, to get our kōrero out there.
I really find the need is there within all of us. Like I'm finding it quite often that, you know, our whānau who have no reo but are wanting to sing in te reo Māori, are longing for that connection, are longing for that aid, that assistance. And then you've
Yeah,
got whānau who are so kaupapa driven when it comes to waiata, when it comes to their compositions, but they just needing support with that as well, like,
yeah,
well, kai waiata wise. So,
yeah,
you know, like you're seeing this need within like the kai waiata zone, yeah? But outside of it, like our wānau, our tamariki, our mokopuna, our kura, our kainga, our marae, our apu, you know, we are seeing wānau looking for those resources, those waiata reo Māori resources from Taranaki.
yeah.
Um, which goes on to my next question, Ehua. Um, what would you like to see when it comes to your input with our rangatai? Like, what would you like to help with? Like, what can you find? What can you add into the pot? You know, like we've got ingredients. We all got ingredients. But what would be something that you would like to add into the pot for our rangatai?
He pātai pai tēnā. Um, I remember us having that kōrero just beforehand about how we see ourselves sometimes a little bit more as composers rather than singers. And I suppose so for myself, helping others be able to be creative on writing perspective would be where I would be able to feel more comfortable helping out with, getting those whakaaro flowing, different kōrero, what they actually want to express. Not so much on the melody side, but to be able to help bring out those expressions within them, and to be there as a help. If we had that space, and to be able to create that space, that's what it is, creating that safe space so that they feel able enough to express that on paper, or maybe it might come through a rap, whatever. It could come through anything. But just to create that safe space for our rangatahi, I think that's where I'd really fit in.
Yeah, no, I see you fitting in really well with giving that support to our rangatai, and allowing yourself to, what's the word, to be an expert. You know, and a lot of people would go, oh no, I'm not an expert. But in your art and in your creativity and how you create and compose, who am I or who is anybody to say, oh, e hara koe I tētahi mātanga whakahi waiata. For me, I know I personally have seen I've seen you perform. And to me, I'll be like, wow, isn't it beautiful how she put those lines in place, those rangi, and actually express these things where I'm hearing it like I'm her. So it would be amazing to see, you know, that those duos or trios within like rangatai, taiohi, mātua, kaumātua, and you definitely fit in. I can see our babies enjoying your manaakitanga when it comes to compositions. Okay, so how kōrero hei wakatepe I tēnei ui, do you have anything that you would like to throw out there to everybody that is watching tonight?
Oh man, aha koa ngā piki me ngā heke, me haere tonu, me u tonu ki o wawata, aha koa te aha. There's always going to be people that hate on you. There's always going to be those naysayers. Engari, ko te mea nui, me haere tonu. You are your biggest enemy. Your voice is your biggest voice that you are going to be allowing to say what you want and what you want to hear for yourself. So I truly believe not allowing others' opinions to affect the way that you carry yourself. And it doesn't matter what situation you are in, to be an optimistic, not a pessimist for yourself. And the only person standing in your way is yourself. So yeah, me ngana ki o wawata all the time. Kia kaha, kia maia.
Oh, kia ora, my girl. Kia ora, cousin. Thank you for sharing your love, your beauty, your creativity, your thoughts tonight. I do feel that a lot of people that are watching will understand, wow, like, you know, it just takes like a moment to dive within in order to create. So,
Yeah.
ngā mihi kia koe.
Kia ora, ngā
So does that
mihi.
mean that we're going to have some waiata coming out soon? We're going to be seeing you
Tērā
jamming
pia
in...
ai, yes.
Woohoo!
Ai,
Yeah,
ka taua
yes, yes.
tēnā.
Maki te kāmera. Maki te kāmera. Yeah.
Nā, he pai.
No reira e te iwi, ko tai te wā, ke wakatipi i tēnei o ngā ui, i wainganui mā o ko Dallas. A hoi no, ko te tumanako e noho pai ana koutou, tika me tuku mihi a te tātai ki tō tata nei wāna o Pātea, i te neira, he rā wakahira, hure no i te motu, ngā motu o Aotearoa, o te Waipauna me o Warekauri, me tuku katika ngā mihi manawa tōrua ki rātou i whaikaha, i whawhai, mo te mana o te moana, te mana o te whenua, te mana o te tangata. Nō reira ka tika me tuku mihi a te ki koutou, ngā whānaunga o Pātea, Auntie Deb mā, me harorau atu, mainga i Wikitoria. Hoi anō, anei ngā kupu hei tākai i tō tātou hotaka. Nō reira, me pēnei. Kia uru mai, au ora, au kaha, au maia, ki runga, ki raro ki roto, ki wā o ririra au, pai mārire.
Pai mārire.
Konei te iwi.